So as we discussed, today we will be starting with the shell scripting. Okay. So shell scripting is a concept wherein which you write, one second. So shell scripting is a concept wherein which you write one or more Unix commands inside a script or inside a file. Okay. And then execute that file. So that type of files wherein which you have added a sequential commands, that is known as the shell script. Okay, and the shell script will be having an extension .sh. That is not a mandatory. Okay, it's a convention, so that if you create a shell script, somebody else will be able to see. By seeing that, you will be able to guess. Okay, this may be a shell script. Am I clear here?
Okay.
So Vimal, could you please hello, Vimal? Could you please repeat that once again?
Say that the normal, for every file we will be having a normal say a naming convention will be there, right? So for example, if you have a Word file, it will be having .doc extension, or Notepad, it will be having .text extension will be there. The same way, it's a convention that it's a good practice that we follow in our environment, in most of the DBA environment as well as the Unix environment.
Hello?
Shell script. Hello.
Hello.
In the case of Unix environment, or say shell scripting is not only used by the DBAs. Shell scripting is used very extensively by the system administrators. Okay. So a convention that is followed by most people is that the file name that you are using for the shell script will be having a .sh extension. Okay, for example, if you wanted to find display the date.sh. So the advantage is that, say you may be filled up an area on your operating system and you wanted to delete some old files or some unwanted files. So when you are giving a naming convention like a .sh, it will be clear that you are having a shell script, and deleting that will create a problem. Okay, so that is not a mandatory thing, but it's a good practice. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's switch to our user. Su-test. Okay. So what is the command that used to display the date of Unix operating system? For example, if you wanted to find out the current system date, what is the command? Date. Yeah, date is a command that is used to find out the system date. Okay. So let's see a shell script when that shell script executes, it will display the system date to the screen. I'll open the V editor, vi date.sh. Okay, and then I'm just giving date. I save this file, wq, and then give chmod 755 to date.sh, because I want that date.sh to have the execute privilege. Now sh date.sh, it is displaying the system date. Is that clear?
Yeah, right. Why you used 55? I think
no,
for execute.
See, now what is the privilege it got? Say, I want the read, write, execute, because the owner should have the read, write, and execute. A shell script has to be executed. Right. Say
my intention was asking to you, like previous class you have used some different number for execute, right? Not 55.
No. I have given two values together. See, what I told you? It is 4, 2, 1. Okay, 4 for reading, 2 for writing, and 1 for executing.
Right.
So what I wanted is I want the read and execute privilege for the others and the group. So when I'm giving 7 means read, write, execute. All the 3 privileges are given. When I'm telling 5 means the read, because out of total 7, 2 plus 1 will not become like say what I want the read means 4. Okay, I want the executive privilege, so I need to give 1. So the sum of that 2 privileges I am giving. So 4 plus 1, 5.
Okay.
That's how I reach the.
Okay. So it gives both privileges, read and write.
Yeah. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Now we'll do one thing. We wanted to say what happens to that. Like say we are going to develop a program in such a way that we wanted to get the file systems of our Unix operating system. Say in the Unix operating system, how much space is there? That we wanted to periodically write to a script. Okay, to a log file. So that end of every day, whenever you are coming to office morning, you will be going through that log file and see what is the space created there, or how much free space is there. Based on that, you will be able to tell, okay, this much free space is there. If you are wanted to use more space, then please add a little bit more space to my operating system. Am I clear here?
Okay.
Okay. So what will do that? Are there any questions?
No, Vimal, it's okay.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Yeah. So what will that we will do this way. We'll create one more file, VA file system.sh. Okay. So first thing is that I give echo this. Okay. Today's file system usage. Okay. Appending to slash usage. Okay. Okay, let's say that, let's execute and then I'll explain about it. Now, chmod 755 file system.sh ls5 usage. Okay. Now, say, did you observe the output? In the output, that usage.log file got a message, today's file system usage. Date, it shows the current system date. Then it shows you the total space, that is we have 28 GB is there, out of it 19 GB is used, and we have remaining 7.5 GB is there. So our total utilization is 71 GB, 71%. Okay, this is output what I am getting. Now let's see, let's quit from here without saving. Again, I am going to execute. Okay, now let's open the file once again. Now you can see that it is giving the 2 output. Can you hear? Can you see that one?
Yeah.
So whenever it's executing, it's creating it. So now let's come back. Let's come back and see what is there in the shell script. VI file system. So here what I'm saying is that first is echo today's file system usage. So what is that? Echo means once you are giving echo, the contents inside that double quotes will be normally displayed to the screen. For example, echo hello. It is displaying to the screen.
Okay.
So echo is a command to display what echo is just a display. Okay. So echo whatever you are giving, it will be displayed to the screen. Now what I did is that, or what we have did is that we have redirected the output. We have redirected the output to a file $home/usage usage.log. Is that clear?
So usage.log, it's a system generated already existing file, right?
No. It is a new file.
New file, okay.
It's a new file. Yeah. So in that case, what happens is that the $home usage.log, the output, whatever you are writing, the file will be getting appended to this file.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Okay.
Okay. $home stands for home directory of that user.
Okay.
Now, date means we have whatever the date is there. Date is output of date. Date output is redirected to $home/usage.log. Okay, and df-h is going to write $home/usage.log. So what happens then? It is the date, the current system date is appended to or added to that particular file. Or df-h is df-h is a command which will be displaying the free usage or the usage policy of that one. Okay. Then it is redirected to $home/usage.log.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just one second. Now you got this there, right? So you what you did is that you write a lot of commands in a file and you executed that file. So now the advantage is that like this, if you are having some scripts or something is there, and if you are running it periodically, say
Vimal, just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Vimal?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello? This output when you executed, why it displayed 2 times, or whether it was keep appending to the usage.log,
Yeah.
how is that? We saw 2 times the same output, right?
That's correct. See, let me modify this program a bit. Okay. Now, instead of this double greater than, I'll just put only one greater than. Okay. Let me save this. Now, we'll view our file before we let's open the view usage.log. You can see that 2 sets of entries are there. Right. Now check this and again execute the file.sh. Now open the usage.log. There is only one entry. Okay. Now let's come back and see what is the modification we have made. Sorry. Okay. So first time I'm doing that, when this program is executing first time, I'm connecting to or giving only one greater than. So one greater than means it will overwrite the, if any file is there, it will overwrite. It will not append.
Okay.
You got me? You got me?
Okay.
So if you wanted to append, then I have to give, or we have to give 2 greater than symbol.
Okay.
Fine? Yeah. So the advantage what we are having is that here we will be having say 2 like if you wanted to have the long list, for example, like as I said, like a daily reports or monthly reports like that, if you wanted to make, then we need to have a historical data, right? It's not only today's data. We need to have the longer data. So for that, it's always better that you give the append command. so that you will be, the advantage with append is that if file is not there, it will create a new file, or if this file is there, then it will be added more file to it, or append to that files. Is that clear?
Yeah. So if you give only one greater than, then it will give latest information, right? Always. It will override the previous information.
Correct. It will override the previous information.
Okay.
Fine. Now we'll give another shell script in which we accept. Let's have another shell script in which it will delete the contents of a particular file system. Okay. Now VA remove .sh. Okay. So first command, I want to change my directory to /temp. Okay. So cd/temp. I'm moving to temporary directory. Then rm-rf star. These are the two commands I am executing. My intention is that when these commands are executing, the contents of the temporary directory should be removed. Is that clear?
So,
Okay.
Can we see ls-l?
Yeah.
So just see that.
ls-l/temp. Okay. Now you could have also observed here is that, say, it's all the files are owned by root user. Okay. There is no write privilege of any of the temporary files for the test user, and we are within the test user or test1 user.
Yeah.
Okay. So ideally, none of the files should be removed because the test1 user don't have a privilege for that. Is that clear?
So yeah, right.
Yeah. Now we'll give the Patra, is that clear?
Yes, Vimal.
77755 remove.sh. Okay. Now let's execute. Now what you are getting, it is telling that cannot remove, or it says that the permission is denied. Nobody, he is not able to, or we are not able to remove the contents of that particular folder.
Yeah,
Make sense?
and first of all, it doesn't exist, right? That folder temp.
No, temp is there. So that's the reason I listed, right? What is the command? So I told first cd, then /temp, then remove rm-rf.
Right.
Is that clear? Yeah. Now, if you wanted to see the...
Just a second. Last shell script that whether we use this ch mode for all the shell scripts, why you are giving a ch mode 755 remove.sh?
Because it has to have the execute privilege. For example, if a file, see, you can see that one. Can you see the color difference between these two files?
Usage and
the shell script. The shell script is automatically considered when you are giving an .sh. It's an editor preference that you are giving a different color. But when a program has to execute, the program should have a execute privilege. Like when you are creating
whenever we create a shell script, we need to change the executable privilege, and then only we need to execute them.
Correct. That is the right method. And if you want only you to execute, then only give execute privilege to you only. But if you want others also to execute, then you should give the execute privilege for the other people.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Right. So, suppose if we initially, when we create a user, at that time, if you have already given the execute privilege. So in that case also, while executing the script, I have to always give.
When you are creating a user, how you can grant an execute privilege? You don't have an option to give any permission while creating.
User creation with the command chmod u plus x, right?
That all, no, at that time what you are internally doing, you are making or chmod u plus x. That means you are granting execute privilege for the user. You are using the chmod command only. Chmod means change mode, change the permission. So either you give chmod u plus x or else you can give the numbering scheme. Either of the two things you can give.
Right.
But basically you are changing the permission for that file to the user.
For the particular file.
Yeah.
Okay.
So clear?
So the execute privilege will not be there always for the by default.
No, by default when you are creating the file, it will be having only read and write privilege only for the owner. Okay. So the when you are executing from the command prompt, sometimes it will be working. But the best practice that you grant execute privilege.
Okay.
For example, say let me remove that one. Chmod u minus x date.sh. Okay. So ls-l date. The user don't have the execute privilege. Now let's issue date.sh. It will still display. But when you are when you are running, say our normally the one of the advantage with the shell script is that you will be able to execute this shell script. Okay, from the you will be able to schedule the scripts. You got my point?
Okay.
Like you wanted, for example, the file system usage that we are collecting. Say what we wanted is that we wanted this script to be ready by the time we reach the office. Okay. So what will that you will be executing this on say around at 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock you are not there in the office. So what you will do that you will schedule a job so that every time 8 o'clock this job will be executed without your manual intervention. Okay. So when you're that is known as a cron settings. We will be coming to that cron setting a bit later. So cron is known as a scheduler at the Unix operating system. Okay. So when you are scheduling a cron job, then the permission is really important. So that's the reason I told you to have a convention or learn a good practice of scheduling the jobs or scheduling the or changing the permission of the shell script to execute privilege.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now I want you guys to tell me a shell script to move the contents of say a temp folder to another folder. You got me? I want to create a shell script to move the contents of one file to another file. Say why it is required is that suppose like we have a lot of data is coming and you wanted to keep only today's data. All the previous date's data you wanted to move to a archive location, like a backup location. So which means we want to move the contents of a directory to another directory. Am I clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this command will be executing as root user because we need to copy the files or from the temp folder. So we'll execute as a root user. Now let's see. Move.sh. Sorry. Wysheid move.sh. Okay, so tell me the commands. My intention is that I wanted to move the contents of temp folder, that is a /temp folder, to home / the home directory of the test1 user. This is my requirement. How to do it?
Okay. The contents we can move from existing file to the new file. So using CP.
Okay. Yeah, tell me the command. CP.
CP old file, like the existing file.
Okay. See, I wanted to move the contents of the temp folder totally.
Okay.
So how I can do?
So it is in root directory, right?
Yeah, I'm a root user. No.
Slash temp.
Okay.
Two greater than symbols, space.
Okay.
Into new file.
Okay, that is, for example, it is a home/test1. Is this what you mean?
Test1 is a user, right? But we need to give the file name as well. Okay, so the home folder.
Directory is.
This is the home directory of the test1 user.
Right. Oh.
Okay, so is this fine? Or you wanted to make any changes?
So it will, we are planning to move into the new file, right?
I wanted to copy the contents or move the contents of the temp folder or temp directory to the home directory of the test1 user.
Yeah, right. I think this is fine.
Okay. So let me save it. How I can save?
Shift:WQ.
Okay. Now sh move.sh. Is this fine?
First we need to
Execute command.
chmod 755 move.sh.
Okay. sh move.sh. It's telling that the /home/test1 is a directory.
We need to create a folder.
/home/temp.
No.
Go ahead. I'll open this file for you once again. Sorry. Yeah.
No, after test1.
First we need to create a variable of the folder. Is that required?
Variable of the folder, I didn't get you. What do you mean by variable of folder? Can you explain on it?
Or do we need to create one more subdirectory and then move?
Okay, so what you are telling is that we wanted to create a subdirectory. Okay, mkdir/home/test1/temp. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Fine, I created it. Now let's try. Still I'm getting the error.
I think we need to give absolute path so that it will start from.
We have given the absolute path only, right?
Yeah.
If you want to give like this, okay, we can give this also. Say /temp.
Yes.
Let's try whether that's working. Still it's getting error. Okay. Now let's analyze. What is the error message that you got? It says that it's a directory. That means the place what you are going to copy is a directory. That's the meaning of this one, this output.
Yeah.
Now, so what you need is that, say you need to copy the contents of a directory, right? So what you have to do is that you have to put in this way /*. That means after temp, whatever the files are there, you copy it. And there you wanted to copy to that temp folder. That's absolutely fine. Now let's save this and see. It is still telling that it's a directory there.
I think greater than symbol is making problem.
Let's try. Okay, it's telling that omitting directory / temp something, it's telling. But let's see whether in our home / test / temp anything is created. There's no files. Okay, now let's come back and ls-l/temp. Did you observe something? These are not files. These are directories.
Yeah.
Okay. So what it means that you need to give a command which will be copying both files and directories. Did you get my point?
Yeah.
When you are giving CP, it will copy only the files.
Right.
But if you wanted to copy directories also, you have to give a command which will be copying both the things. Now let's open it. CP -R. Okay. Now let's save this and execute it. sh move.sh. Now ls-l/temp. Sorry, ls-l. Yeah, I went to that target location and just giving ls-l. Now you can see that it is created all the directories inside the /home/test/temp folder. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So there was two mistakes from our side.
Yeah.
One is that we have given the greater than symbol, which is wrong, because the CP command contains only two formats, source and target. So there is no greater than. Greater than is if you wanted to change or redirect the output of a command to another location.
Okay.
For example, if you want your location was that like ls-l or date command, you wanted to redirect it to a particular file, then that is can be used. Otherwise, greater than symbol is the wrong one. And then the next one was that we need to have the CP-R to copy both files and directories.
Okay. And we have given star, right?
Yeah, we are given star so that we wanted to copy all the files.
Okay.
The CP-R /temp/star means under the temp directory, whatever the files are there or directories are there, copy everything. Otherwise, it will ask for like which file you wanted to copy. So we are giving that you copy all the files. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So this